Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Tactical Tips brought to you by Jeff and Luke and the Independent Dealer Podcasts and our friends at Neo. Neo will get you selling more cars. Jeff, do it.
Yeah.
You got to have the underwriting nailed down, man.
Yeah. I had that conversation at convention with some dealers that are like, well, why do I don't need an underwriting model. I don't need these guys to tell me what to do based on what they think. And I was like, well, it's a lot more than that, man. It's just, there's so many factors of, okay, no, they're scoring your people off your portfolio. So yeah, you can tweak it. And if you don't want to verify income, you don't have to verify income. If you don't want to have this, that, or because you got a unique market, you can set it up that way. But there really is just the consistency and the legality of consistency, right? It's like now you can't say that I'm discriminating. Like the machine it's kicking out everyone based on the same criteria. It's not based on the color of their skin or if I'm in a good mood. So anyways.
Anyway, gotta have it.
Be consistent. Luke, this week, the newsletter, guys, succession planning. We've been talking a lot about what you're going to do with your dealership. Do you have insurance? Do you have a retirement plan? Do you have a succession plan? Have you sat down and decided where your dealership is going, when you're ready to retire?
Well, apparently you're retired because you're sitting on the beach right now. So I hopefully you have your succession plan set up.
Do we have one for the podcast?
Oh, we need one. Should we start interviewing?
Yeah,
anyway, so I mean, succession planning. I've been through this. I've been through this with my dad. I have not yet even thought about what I would do. Right. So I think there's so many. Hopefully we attach Mark Burkholder to this newsletter. He's a really good succession planner out in Alabama. We've had him on a couple of years back, but you can use insurance very well to set up succession planning. You can use reinsurance, which you can get through Buckeye to set up succession planning. There's so many ways to do it, but the one thing you've got to do is what, Jeff? You got to do it.
Yeah,
you got to do it, man.
And that makes me think, Luke, it goes both ways too. We ran into another dealer at convention that he's the son and the parents are there like, oh, we set our son up to do this, buy here, pay here. And we got him all done. And he's just the brains of the operation and he's going to run this thing. And he's this, whiz kid. And the kid was super smart, like great, like reminds of us, some of the guys we know that, have come up underneath their dad and have got a lot of ambition. And they're like, oh yeah, we gifted him, 5% ownership or something when he started. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a slog for this kid, man. Like if these parents are just kind of setting the son up and they're going to ride him like a jockey into retirement, this kid is going to have a rude awakening in about 5 to 10 years when he sees what he's built for his parents.
I resemble that kid. And let me tell you, there was some hard conversations that were had between my dad and I, and his wife, and our, other people in our family. And there were some hard conversations. There were some threats, and sometimes it takes that. And I don't want to put a bad taste in the parents' mind right here, because I know some parents out there listening, or in the son's mind or the daughter's mind, or whatever. But I can tell you this, you got to have those hard conversations, because if you don't have them now, they're only going to get harder, especially if you're growing. You got to draw a line in the sand. You got to get it done. And you got to have more than 5%, because you will wake up one day at 5% and be like, oh my gosh, I've made these people $100 million. And what do I have to show for it? Right.
Yeah. All right. Talk to you next week.